Scotland is packed with incredible football stadiums, and it's not just the SPFL that boasts great grounds. Today, we're diving into the 20 best non-league football stadiums in Scotland. These are the hidden gems, historic battlegrounds, and atmospheric arenas that make non-league football special. Let's kick off with some of the best. 20. Kynoch Park. Heath FC's Kynoch Park is a classic. Small but proper old school, this ground has been home to the club for over a century. The iconic main stand gives it a traditional feel, with the rest of the stadium surrounded by grass banks and terracing. Back in the day, Heath was a Highland League powerhouse, and this ground has seen its fair share of title celebrations. 19. Victoria Park. This is one of the biggest non-league stadiums in Scotland. Buckie Thistle's Victoria Park has a cracking atmosphere, thanks to some of the most loyal fans in the Highland League. With its covered terrace behind the goal and a stand running along the pitch, it's well equipped for big games. And big games it's had: Scottish Cup ties, league deciders, and legendary local derbies. 18. Christie Park. Huntly FC was dominant in the 90s, winning 5 league titles in a row, and their stadium was the fortress behind that success. The main stand is the highlight here, classic non-league charm, with covered terracing giving fans protection from the wild Scottish weather. It's also hosted some cracking Scottish Cup games, including some memorable upsets against league opposition. 17. Belslea Park. This is a proper football ground. Fraserburgh FC plays here, and this place has seen some of the biggest Scottish Cup shocks in history. Notably, in 1959, Fraserburgh knocked out Dundee, a top-tier team at the time. The atmosphere here is electric, with fans packed in along the touchline, right on top of the action. Overall, it is not modern but has loads of character. 16. Harlaw Park. Inverary Locos are one of the Highland League's strongest teams, and Harlaw Park is a big reason why. It's a well-kept stadium, featuring modern facilities, a good playing surface, and a solid stand for seated fans. Overall, Inverary has pushed for promotion to the SPFL a few times, and if they ever make it, Harlaw Park would be more than ready for the jump. 15. Glebe Park. This is one of the most famous non-league grounds in Scotland because of the stadium's hedge. Running right alongside the pitch, Brehon City's hedge is legendary. There's no other stadium like it in world football. Once home to SPFL football, Brehon City now competes in the Highland League, but Glebe Park remains one of the best stadiums outside the Scottish leagues. 14. Claggan Park. Forget fancy stands. Claggan Park has something better, a view like no other. This stadium sits under Ben Nevis, the UK's highest mountain, making it one of the most breathtaking football settings anywhere in the world. Fort William FC might have struggled for success, but Claggan Park is iconic for its beauty alone. A must-visit for any football fan. 13. Prestonfield. Linlithgow Rose is one of the biggest names in Scottish non-league football, and Prestonfield reflects that. With big crowds, covered terraces, and a proper non-league feel, it's a brilliant place to watch a game. The club has also played in some huge Scottish Cup matches. It's got the setup of a proper football club and the ambition to go with it. 12. Newtown Park. Bo'ness United Ground has a modern twist. It features a state-of-the-art 3G pitch, making it one of the most advanced non-league stadiums. It's a great community hub, hosting local teams and academy football alongside Bo'ness United's Lowland League matches. Overall, it might not be the most historic stadium, but it's certainly one of the most forward-thinking. 11. Shielfield Park, Berwick Rangers. Finally, Shielfield Park, the former Scottish League home of Berwick Rangers. This stadium still has a strong fan base, with covered seating and old-school terracing making it feels like a proper football ground. Berwick Rangers have struggled in recent years, but this ground remains one of the best non-league venues, with a history that includes that famous 1967 Scottish Cup win over Rangers. 10. Central Park. This is unlike any other football stadium in Scotland because it shares its space with a stock car racing track. This bizarre setup means fans watch football with a raceway between them and the pitch. It's home to Cowdenbeath FC, a club with deep history that once played in the SPFL. While it's not the most glamorous venue, it's certainly one of the most unique. 9. New Dundas Park. Bonnyrigg Rose has built a reputation as one of the biggest non-league clubs in Scotland, and New Dundas Park plays a big part in that. It's a proper football ground, close to the action, with a strong, passionate fan base. It might not be the biggest, but the atmosphere is electric, especially on big match days. 8. Alban Park. A modern non-league stadium with a 3G pitch, Alban Park is one of the better setups in the East of Scotland League. The ground's facilities are impressive for this level, featuring a well-maintained stand and excellent playing conditions. As more clubs turn to artificial pitches, Alban Park stands out as a prime example of how non-league stadiums can modernize while keeping their community feel. 7. Home Park. Clydebank is one of the biggest names in Scottish non-league football, and Home Park is a fitting home for their resurgence. Once an SPFL side, the club is working its way back up, and their stadium has benefited from major investment. The ground boasts a brilliant main stand and a tidy artificial surface, making it a solid venue for both league and cup matches. 6. The Falkirk Stadium. East Stirlingshire, a former SPFL club, plays at the Falkirk Stadium, one of the most professional setups in the Lowland League. Sharing with Falkirk FC, the Shire benefits from a ground that wouldn't look out of place in the top tier. It's a long way from East Stirlingshire's Old Firs Park, but it ensures they play in one of the best venues outside the SPFL. 5. Ainsley Park. This is a top-tier non-league venue, home to Spartans and formerly used by Edinburgh City. This Edinburgh ground has a modern 3G pitch, a strong local following, and a fantastic club setup. Spartans recently reached the SPFL, proving this ground can handle higher-level football. The club's structure, facilities, and ambition make Ainsley Park one of the standout non-league stadiums in Scotland. 4. Meadow Park. This is home to Irvine Meadow, one of the biggest non-league clubs in Scotland. The ground has a proper football feel, with covered terraces and a strong matchday atmosphere. Irvine Meadow has a huge following and is a club that many believe could thrive in the SPFL. With its history and passionate fan base, Meadow Park is one of the best traditional non-league venues in the country. 3. Beechwood Park. This is legendary in Scottish non-league football. Home to Talbot, the most successful non-league club in Scotland, this ground has hosted many Scottish Cup shocks. With its large terraces, passionate support, and a team that regularly battles SPFL clubs in cup competitions, Beechwood Park is one of the best non-league stadiums anywhere in the UK. 2. Townhead Park, Kynoch Juniors. Townhead Park is home to one of Scottish non-league football's fiercest rivalries, Kynoch versus Talbot. This stadium is known for its intense atmosphere, especially when Knock faces their bitter rivals. With strong local backing and solid facilities, Townhead Park remains one of the most important non-league venues in Scotland. 1. Dudgeon Park, Brora Rangers. Dudgeon Park is one of the top Highland League grounds. Brora Rangers have been knocking on the door of the SPFL, and their ground has been upgraded to meet league standards. With a stunning backdrop of the Highlands, solid facilities, and a club pushing for promotion, Dudgeon Park is a brilliant venue for football fans who love scenic stadiums. These 20 non-league stadiums showcase the depth, history, and passion of Scottish football beyond the SPFL. From modern stadiums to historic grounds, they each have a unique story. Which is your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more football content.